I told Bill, he's leaving. I said, no. I said, he said, oh, baby. Yes. He was, I said, oh, yeah, that's right. I said, well,
Hazard pay for that.
I said, you get a pass.
I'm anxious to hear about the library.
Hey, Andy, how are you? Good. Thank you. Got the updated. Giddy's got it.
I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all are up to at the library. Well, I didn't know, I don't have to really announce the recusing because there's nothing to recuse. That's fine.
Good. Okay.
I know.
You good.
Not tonight. December 11th. I'm gonna put that in here. Yeah. 5 to who knows. Got quiet. 7 o'clock.
It is. Maybe so.
That's supposed to get cold.
Let me call to order the town board meeting for Thursday, November the 20th, 2025. The first item that we will have on the agenda is a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please join me in a moment of silence? Thank you. Now, if you'll please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. The next item will be a statement of conflict of interest. I call that statement to the attention of board meeting members. If there's any conflict of interest in any business that we conduct tonight, of course, we would expect and require that you declare that conflict.
I'll recuse myself from item number 10.
Item number 10, the Hardscrabble subdivision, preliminary and final plat. Thank you, Commissioner Pearson. Okay. The next item is the public comment period. If anyone would like to come forward at the table and make a public comment, I will be opening that. We would request and expect that you state your name for the public record. So I'll open the floor now. If anyone would like to make a public comment, please come forward. Yeah, pull the microphone close to you. Okay. Thank you.
How's that?
Perfect.
Thank you. My name is Mary Beth Brody, and I have lived and worked here in Highlands for 25 years. And I am, in full disclosure, a member of the Board of Trustees of the Hudson Library. But I'm not here on behalf of the Hudson Library, which is on your agenda tonight. And those making the presentation did not know I was going to come. But thinking about what's going to happen, I thought I should tell you that working here for 25 years, in my capacity, I've talked to people all over the country. who ask, where's Highlands? What's Highlands? And my first answer is that I have the benefit and the blessing of living in an educated, a highly educated community. This highly educated community is why we have a vibrant socioeconomic community. This little town does more than I've ever seen a little town do, but it is because we have an educated community. So as a business person living here, it's important that we maintain a highly educated community. The library is a vital part of that education. It takes care of our little ones who come to learn, but it also supports the resources of those of us in the business community, our middle residents who are here all the time, our native residents. It's of vital importance to having our part-time residents come back and enjoy living here. They bring economics. They bring social. We have a vibrant social community. We attract the arts. We attract these people because we are highly educated. The town I came from fell down in this aspect. It's not the town I grew up in. The demographics have changed. It's vital that we stay highly educated. It's vital to our senior population, our super senior population. But most importantly, it's vital that we have the education to support young, highly educated adults who want to come here and bring their children. So I'm here to tell you that the library is a vital piece of the puzzle, of the beautiful puzzle of Highlands. We have this beautiful area that we live in, but it's not the only thing we need to stay economically and socially vital. We have to stay up in technology. We have to stay up in education and resources to support the next generation of highly intelligent, educated people to bring their families here so that we stay. So I wanted to let you know that I'm on the library board because we need to be a highly educated community going forward. So I ask that when you hear this presentation, if you would please give it your worthy consideration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary Ray. Would anyone else like to make a public comment?
So it's not really, I know. It's not really a comment. It's
Please state your name.
Alice Nelson.
Thank you.
And I'm not here on behalf of the library either, but I certainly support everything that they want to do. So, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I'm getting older and I want to know why you all have moved this thing so close to the front. Now half the people out there see your backs. Okay, I've had to move from where I've been sitting for 3 years so I can see you all. Would you please move back? Second thing, I would like to say, you all make us speak into this thing. None of you all do. So please speak into the microphone so we can hear you. I'm getting deaf, I'm getting impatient, and I'm getting to be my real self. Okay?
Thank you.
Next time, please do that.
And let me respond to your comment about the table setup. Came in tonight, have the same concern that we need to do where we pull back and get the audience closer.
Yeah, please
Thank
do.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none, now let us move on to the next item on the agenda, and that is to review and approve the agenda. Do I have any changes, corrections, or additions to the agenda?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The next item will be the approval for the October 16th regular meeting minutes. Do we have any changes or clarifications to those minutes?
I had one clarification. In the minutes, it's the MOU with the Boys and Girls Club, between the Town of Highlands and the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about item under number 2, responsibilities of the parties, under A9. We talked about what the definition of the parent or guardian who lives in the Highlands area of Macon County, and that did not get changed and reflected in what was in the minutes. Do you remember that?
I can speak to that. So we did make the change in the actual document itself. I sent that to Josh and to Gibby. So it is changed in the document, but the minutes, I haven't looked at the minutes, so we may need to amend the minutes to reflect that change in the document itself.
Okay, because the minutes are an official document, and so I just wanted to make sure it got in the minutes.
But yeah, if you want to make a motion to amend the minutes to reflect the document as revised, I think that would work fine.
Okay.
Okay, you've made that motion then.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else in the minutes unless somebody else did.
Okay,
So do that.
Okay, so I make a motion that we approve the minutes as amended by putting the official document for the MOU between the Town of Highlands and the Boys and Girls Club.
very
I'll
good.
second.
In a second. And Nick, you're okay with that motion and approval at the same time? Very good. All in favor, please raise your hand, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Our next item are reports, starting with the mayor. Josh Ward and I had a conversation with Captain McCall and Chief Holland this week concerning the Wine and Food Festival. And they expressed some concerns about the operation of the Food and Wine Festival. And I've invited them, in lieu of my report, to come forward tonight and share some of their ideas and concerns about the events of this past weekend. So, Chief, Captain?
Good afternoon.
Mhm. Pull the mic close to you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I submit the following statement to document the concerns observed during the Highlands Food and Wine Saturday event. Attendance appears to have increased significantly in recent years, and the resulting crowd density created multiple hazards that impeded law enforcement operations, emergency response capabilities, and general public safety. Throughout the day, pedestrians repeatedly disregarded pedestrian traffic signals and failed to comply with officers' verbal commands at the intersection of 4th and Main. This behavior caused traffic to back up on multiple occasions as vehicles were unable to proceed due to pedestrians unlawfully entering the roadway against the signal. Sidewalks along both South and North Streets were severely congested with attendees waiting to enter the venue. This congestion forced other pedestrians, including individuals simply attempting to pass through the area, to step off the sidewalk and into the roadway along US 64 and South 4th Street. A wheelchair user or anyone with mobility challenges would not have been able to navigate these conditions safely. Crowd density also contributed to multiple medical incident challenges. 2 individuals became so intoxicated they fell and struck their heads. One required transport to the hospital. Additional calls were received regarding intoxicated individuals who were disoriented and unable to determine their own location. North Carolina General Statute 18B 305A clearly states that it is unlawful for a permittee or their employee to knowingly sell or give alcoholic beverages to an intoxicated person. However, enforcing the statute proved extremely difficult due to the sheer volume of patrons. At peak times, the event was shoulder to shoulder, making it nearly impossible for officers to move through the crowd to assess potential overservice or to respond promptly to emerging situations. Each year, it becomes increasingly difficult to clear patrons from the venue at the end of the event. On multiple occasions, attendees told officers they wished to finish their alcoholic beverages before exiting. Several individuals had to be advised they would face trespassing charges if they refused to leave, and then one told me to go F myself, or to F off. Given the ongoing safety and operational challenges, consideration should be given to whether this location remains suitable for hosting the event in future years.
Okay. Captain McCall, you have any comments?
Just whatever
Okay.
she said.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, what I would propose, and we're behind on workshops now, but I know the, Food and Wine, festival planners are probably getting ready to start making plans for, the coming year. And I would, recommend that we have at some point a workshop again, where we sit down and address these issues and see what needs to be done to ensure public safety. I was asking the chief, I said, if someone had a major heart attack in the middle of that crowd, could the EMT people actually get to that person? And that was a concern that she had, that it would be difficult. So some of these things, and then we also received noise complaints on the Friday event too. So I think we might need to have a sit-down workshop with the stakeholders and talk about how these issues can be addressed. And I'll throw it open to the board if they have any comments about this proposed idea of having a workshop to go over things with the organizers of this event.
No, I'd be in favor of a workshop.
Okay?
I'd be in favor of it too, but it might be something that it would be not just an hour workshop, because there's a lot of stakeholders who are probably going to want to address this. And it's sooner is better than later, so it should be like in the first week in January or sometime in
Like
there.
a special session.
A special session
Yeah.
to just address this, because I think you have a lot of people who want to address it. Certainly, I've had a lot of people address it to me personally over the last few days.
Okay. All right. We will proceed to schedule that then at everybody's time that can attend. Very well. Okay, that's all I have. I do want to express my appreciation for all of the town staff and people that work on all the special events that we've been having this year throughout the season. They do an outstanding job and go that extra mile. So I appreciate that. The next thing is I want to now throw it open to the commissioners for any reports or updates that they might have.
I will reserve mine until we discuss the playground later.
Okay.
Mr.
Commissioner
Mayor,
Dotson.
a little over a year ago, with the intention of taking a few things off my plate, I began the process of downsizing some of my commitments. And tonight, that process brings me to an important and heartfelt decision, which is to step down from my position as commissioner for the town of Highlands, effective December the 31st. I would like to thank the mayor and the commissioners and town board, and certainly the community of Highlands for their support. It's been my complete and absolute honor and a privilege to serve the citizens of the town of Highlands.
Okay. May I respond?
Certainly.
I know Buzz was thinking and struggling with this, and, I had several conversations about his decision, and he's made that decision. We will anticipate your formal letter, of resignation, and we will accept that with regret.
Thank you.
But we understand that, you have to make your decisions based on your life and what needs to happen. So, it is a surprise. I'm sure it'll be a surprise to the community. And going into the next year, we'll start a process of appointing a person to complete Commissioner Dotson's term. Okay.
Well, I'd like to add one thing to that.
Okay.
As the board makes consideration and determination of who to take my seat, I would hope that based on the community in Highlands and the constituents that voted for me and for my positions, I would hope that for the remainder of the 2 years of my term, that the town board would look to find someone who has the same philosophy
Okay,
about the town as I do.
okay. Any other comments from commissioners?
Hate to see you go. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Do we have any more reports or updates from the commissioners? Hearing none, I will now turn it over to Josh Ward, our town manager, for his report.
So we did submit the MOU for the Boys and Girls Club, construction of the building at the rec park to the Partet folks. I've been checking in with them, every other week. They still have not added that to their agenda for an upcoming meeting. So hopefully we'll know something, fairly soon. I don't know exactly how often they meet, if it's every month, but our representative is trying to get it seen as quickly as possible. So keep you updated on that as we go forward. The third circuit, electrical circuit that we've been working on, our contractor has been working on for the past several months out on Cashers Road, is finally finishing up. Actually, I think they finished today. There's a couple of things that had to be done early next week, hopefully Monday and Tuesday to finish up. We've contacted Duke Energy. They are complete with their build out on their side. So we hope to be connected with that third circuit by the end of next week, which was the goal before, the holidays come around, the temperatures get low and the loads get higher to have that third circuit. So we're excited about that. The fourth circuit, which will be an overbuild down on Franklin Road, the bids have been let on that, and we will be, our electrical contractor will be opening bids on December 2nd. So hopefully we'll have you something to vote on, a low bid to vote on December 11th meeting.
And so that'll be done in the spring?
Yes, it will.
When would they start though?
I would say by the time you guys approve it, all the paperwork is complete. It will probably be January, if not February, before they would start the work on that.
Okay.
Also, Town Hall will be closed November 27th and 28th for observation of Thanksgiving.
Okay. Thank you. Our next item is the consent agenda. Do we have any questions, concern about that consent agenda packet? If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
I had one comment. It's, sorry, you know me. It says that the planning and development department, the planning board minutes were in the packet and they weren't in the packet. Were not in the packet. So if you could send me those, I appreciate
The
it.
planning board?
Planning board.
Okay.
Other than that, I would move we approve the consent agenda.
Okay. Do I have a second? Okay, very good. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, item number 9 is the Hudson Library renovation plans. And Andy Shamar, and I think there might be some other folks from the library board who would like to come and make a presentation about their new plans for the library. Familiar faces.
Alice, can you hear me? Great. I'll back it off a little bit. So, good evening, gentlemen and ladies, and thank you for letting us come give you an overview of what we're working on these days, and hopefully we'll succeed in achieving over the next 18 months or so. I'm Andy Schmar. I'm not a town resident, but I am a Highlands community resident, and I'm joined by our president of the Hudson Library Foundation Board, Philip, and he just corrected me, or I correct Kukuru. It's pretty good. Is that good? Okay. And then Hank Ross, who is our landscape architect extraordinaire. So tonight, we'd like to give you an overview of this project. So in my case, my family tradition with the library goes back to 1960 and 61, when my grandmother, Helen Chambers, was the library president. And my mother was on the board in the 80s and the 90s. And very much like Commissioner Pearson has a family tradition with the library, I ended up being the president from 2020 to 2022, succeeded by Marcia Moxley and now Philip. We have a passion for the library, and I think all of you, as should most community members, have a passion for the library. It's our intent this evening to familiarize you with a bit of the library's history since 1884, when it was one of the first public institutions in Highlands, as part of the first public school, the Highlands Academy. Don't know if everybody knew that that was the name of the first school. We'll then provide some data and illustrations showing the importance of this community asset to the town and the surrounding community today. Lastly, we'll present a case statement and plans for the first major renovations or enhancements, really, of the library since it was built. The current library was built in 1985. Porte-cochere was added in 2008, 2009, after it was proposed to be a much greater enhancement, much greater renovation with a second story and whatnot. The end result was the porte-cochere, and the nonfiction room where the Bascom moved out of is now the nonfiction room. But otherwise, the library has stood as it stands today, both outside and inside, since 1985. As somebody said recently to me, after 40 years, it needs a lick of paint. And I think that's pretty accurate. It needs more than a lick of paint. So we're going to propose and ask for your support for a bit more than that to make the library really for the next 40 years until, when's that? That's 2065, right? So, and Gibby, we can go to the next slide. So just a very brief history for people in the audience. Do we have people listening? I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
People are on video.
People are on video. It's live. Okay. So just a little bit of a history of the library. 1884 is when the first books were donated to the school bookcase. Some of those books reside in the nonfiction room today. 1895, the Free Hudson Library Association was established. And then the Hudson Free Library of Highlands, North Carolina was incorporated in 1927. In 1955, the name was changed to the Hudson Library of Highlands, North Carolina Incorporated. That's what the organization was called that ran the library until 1973, when a contract was let out or agreed to between the Fontana Regional Library System and the Hudson Library Corporation of Highlands, North Carolina. March of 1980, the original lease between the Hudson Library and Macon County was established. So there was not a relationship between the Macon County Library System and the Hudson Library until 1980. And then in 96, a three-part agreement was established between the library, Fontana, and the Macon County Library, and that's where we are. So we essentially the management of today. Most people don't realize that the Hudson Library was managed in its entirety by the Fontana Regional Library System and Macon County. The Hudson Library of Highlands, North Carolina, Inc., which was the board that was the public-private partnership for the last 141 years, had now, and since 1973, has not had any responsibility for running the library, managing it. We own the land, we own the building, we own many of the contents, much of the contents of the building, and we're responsible for its upkeep, maintenance, improvements, and everything else. So this year, we changed the name to the Hudson Library Foundation. So it's sort of like a Highlands Biological Foundation, the Highlands Biological Center. And we've wanted to reduce the confusion as to what our role was. Next slide, please. So I spoke about the Hudson Library being a community asset, and it's an institution. This gives you a sense of what the business of the Hudson Library is. Not the Hudson Library Foundation. We are the supporters, we're the owners of the building and property and whatnot, but the library is essentially our tenant. For $1 a year, Macon County rents the libraries from us. 30,000 visitors, that's 123 visitors every day for 250 plus days a year. And then you can see the amount of use that goes on in that library. The internet sessions, 17,000. They keep very tight numbers as to the use of the library. Next slide. Programs and services, many of you are very familiar with it. And I think the mayor is in that bottom left-hand photograph there, pointing out something of importance in one of his community coffees. I was in there today getting a document notarized. They do free notary services. And I was in line to get a document notarized. So again, one of the items that people may or may not know about is a service provided by the Hudson Library. Make sure, next slide, please. Okay, we inserted a slide. We apologize. There's an additional slide in here that wasn't in your packet because we decided it was important enough to see. This wasn't it. This should have been in your packet. So you can see the number of partnerships that we have across this community. The town of Highlands is one of our partners, and I think we're going to be even a closer partner in the future in terms of being a community asset by having a 44 kilowatt generator that will provide power through any emergency that happens in the community. And Lester, bless his heart, has, the rec center and does whenever it's needed for power outages and internet outages and whatnot. We, I think, are being written into the emergency plan, the library is, or not?
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, I thought it. We are an asset available for this town.
If not, we should put you there.
Should be, it is. We have heat, we'll have electricity, we'll have Wi-Fi, we'll have water. We won't have showers. We have a large meeting room that can be turned into anything, although I think the gymnasium probably has enough room for cots if we ever need them in the community. But that's how we can be, and we will continue to be a partner. Boys and Girls Club today, at least 30 kids in the meeting room today, 5, 6 year old, that we have all of these partnerships go on. And these are, again, many of those same, next slide, please. Many of the same community partners that we have that use our facility or we partner with them on programming. So, and finally, the next slide, enough of the history, enough of what's going on today. But what we're going to present to you today, Philip is going to show you our plans. It results from we did the second strategic plan. The first one was done in 1995, the first strategic plan for the library in 1995. We did the second one in 2020, 2021, 23. We did a survey, 300 responses, and 6 things came out of that survey. Outdoor space with Wi-Fi, additional outdoor space with Wi-Fi and tables, outdoor space for guest speakers, redesign of the reading room right now, and which is the nonfiction room with the furniture and the tables, additional community meeting space. Where else can people meet? You can meet here, they can take this space, but in a smaller area. They want more than our meeting room. Additional study and workspace and a teen area for where young adults can go. Those were the 300 responses. 58 of those responses had kids, noted that they had kids. Those were the priorities we embarked upon when we decided we need to do something with this library. It's time to improve this library. And so next slide, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Philip and he's going to give specifics.
Okay, thank you, Andy. So looking at this map here, you could see the entrance to the library on the right side. That's the porte cochere that is coming off the building to the right. beside those two trees. And you could see as you enter the library, we'll just go through the interior first. If you go to the left before going to the circulation desk, that lighter area that is noted as study and conference rooms, that's currently the audiovisual room where there are DVDs and books on tape. And that catalog will be moved elsewhere in the library. Working with a library architect, they are able to really understand our catalog and how to organize it and as efficiently as possible, so we won't lose any of our assets. But that room will become two study rooms. You see those two off to the left-hand side, and then a conference room. I know if I go to the library after 10 a.m., there's a slim chance that study room will be available. So I think having the two additional ones will be really helpful. And then below that, the current reading room, new furniture and shelving will be in that room as well as throughout the rest of the library. Furniture and shelving and lighting, I think a lot of it has been in the library since 1985, as Andy had mentioned. So it would be a great improvement there. Then going over to the fiction area up in that corner, there is that highlighted area. That would be the young adult room. And currently that is the young adult area, but it's pretty open. It's a kind of an open floor plan there. So there isn't this isolated or designated space for them. There are two booths there, but this would really create a space that's dedicated for the young adults. And I think there is a limited amount of safe places in town for young adults. So I think having this one that they feel like is their own is really important. And then as we move out towards the back of the property, in the bottom left there, you'll see the covered pavilion. And those are two double doors, like French doors, that will open to that covered pavilion. And it's a very decent size, as you could see, compared to the current meeting room to its right. It's similar to that size. So it'll almost double that space if you open those doors. And I think activating this back area of the just over 1 acre property will really help allow for more utilization of the library and its property. So there's a covered pavilion there, a storage room, a fireplace is planned. I think having those tables will really be liked by our town. I think there's one rocking chair in the front that gets good internet if you go all the way to the left. But so I think being able to enjoy the outdoors, it's a really wonderful piece of property that Hank has a lot more to share about. And then as you go even farther, I think to the north end of the property, there are walking trails and benches amongst some really nice trees, and we'll try to keep as many of those trees as possible because there are some really wonderful established trees there. But for illustration purposes, you can clearly see the paths that are planned along with the benches and water feature. I think that covers most of it. And then the next slides are renderings of those improvements. So Gibby, if you don't mind going to the next slide. Oh, before we get there, I could mention that, the next slide would be great. To accomplish this, we partnered with three main design teams, McMillan, Padsen, Smith. They're regional, as I mentioned, commercial, multi-purpose, but they have a strong portfolio of libraries. They work with many universities in the area, like NC State, University of South Carolina, Clemson. They were responsible for repurposing the library in Silva from its 80-year-old courthouse to its multi-purpose library and office and meeting space, and won great awards for that. So I think they really proved themselves and have on this project too. And then Hank Ross, I think we all know his great experience. And then Jeff Weller, Summit Architecture. It's been great working with you on this project. And then next slide, please. So these are illustrations of those renovations. So this is the young adult room. You could see the area here in the corner with those booths in the back. This is kind of a outside the room view of what it would look like looking toward it. There will be a good amount of windows, so you could see what's going on in there, but having those walls gives definitely them a sense of space. Next slide, please. And this is inside the meeting room, or I'm sorry, inside the teen room or young adult room. So that's the current to the left, and then the after to the right. We can see there will also be some electronics, as well as many more tables and furniture to facilitate studying and socialization. All right, next slide, please. This is the quiet reading area, the current furniture on the left, and then the plan on the right. Next slide, please. This is the conference and study room. So this is from in the nonfiction area, looking back towards that hallway into the AV room on the right side of that hall. And you can see the glass doors of that first study room in the center of that image, the second study room off to the left. And then far at the edge of the image there, you see the entrance to the conference room. Next slide, please. And then the outdoor pavilion. And Hank, if you want to take it from here, this is the before, and then the next slide is the after.
This slide, the second slide is the one we should look at. And if you can imagine being in that rear parking lot, I'm sure most of you have been back in there. The pavilion is going to be basically an extension of the meeting room. And try to imagine just walking straight out of the meeting room into another area that's virtually the same size. So it doubles the size of the meeting room, and you could have any kind of event or a much larger space to do things, because it would basically be one space in the way that it would feel and look. And then there's also the large storage building that's about 9 by 12, and that's to house furniture and other things that might be coming out to use for different activities. Tables, it's according to what they use the space for. It'll give it a lot more variety of its use. And then in front of it, it's kind of showing as just a big hedge. There's an entrance area going through a trellis, and then there's basically an outdoor patio in front, and there's also a water feature, and then steps going down. Could you go to the next one, Gibby? Could you window into the plan view a little bit? Perfect, thank you. The light area is basically the new architectural space, so to speak, which is the outdoor space with fireplace, and then the storage room off to the end. And then you can see the size of the patio, which is about 300 square feet. The pavilion itself is somewhere, it's around 30 by 20 by 32. And so it's got a little bit of space to it, as you can see. And then the outdoor space, it'll be an extension of everything. Will be on the same level, so it'll be completely handicap accessible, going in and out from the parking lot and from the building. And then if you could just kind of scroll down just a little bit, the top, show more of the top. I'm sorry. That's great, right? Okay, that's good. You can see the blue is the water feature, and then you have steps going down into the garden area, or the woodland garden, I should say, area, because it's a highly wooded area. And the idea is just to leave it like it is. We have been, the library has gotten, the Patterson family in Select Trees is giving 25 mature or large specimen plants towards this project, and possibly more. And there's about 15 native trees and evergreens in this area in the rear. And then also there's another 13 in the front to block out some of where the church is now under construction. And so anyway, we've got really the library folks really appreciate that, and I sure do too. Having mature vegetation is always a big plus for any project. So the water feature itself is really just something to create a little bit of white noise and make it a little more pleasant there. And all the plantings for the project are native plantings. As Philip said, we have the natural trail area with benches. The hope is to have the Wi-Fi where you can actually get it even out when you're walking through the woods down there or sitting in the benches down there. Does anybody have anything else to add to that?
Not to your piece, but we'll go to the next slide, Gibby, please. And that, you need to zoom out a little bit. Thank you. So it always comes down to dollars and cents. It came down to dollars and cents in 2008, 2009, when they wanted to do the much more expansive renovation than what resulted. Our total cost, as this shows, will be about $1.5 million, which these days is not a lot of money when it comes to construction, as most of you know. We figure that the exterior enhancements that Hank really just covered are going to be about $590,000, about $600,000 in total, soup to nuts. And then the interior renovations will be about $910,000 for a total. And we've raised about 85% of the monies needed for the interior renovation. So we're going to start it. We need to get the exterior. I'm sorry, exterior. Thank you. The exterior renovation or enhancements is we want to get started because this is a good time of year to do plantings, as will be through the winter time. And this is not a big project. Bill Futrell or Futrell Enterprises is going to be our lead contractor, our GC. Rice and Grading will be doing the site work to prepare for the prepare for the pavilion. And then we haven't yet chosen a landscape company to do the landscaping and the trail system that'll go throughout. But we want to get going on that portion of the project. We've been economical. We've been modest in what we've decided to do, and it was based on public input. Our next steps are to begin this project. We'll be signing a contract with Futrell sometime next week. They expect once the construction drawings are available, they'll start pulling the permits with the town and with the county. We will be presenting to the county board in December at their next meeting. We have been a bargain to this county for the last, since 1989, when the agreement was signed, at $1 a year. Their burden is really to do sort of basic maintenance on the facility, replace the light bulbs, do any minor plumbing work, to replace or to put in a water faucet, a water bottle filler and whatnot. We did that. We would not expect them to do any kind of capital improvement on our structure, on our property. So, but we're going to ask them to support this because we are their constituents, and they've not spent, they spent more than a dime, but not much more since in the last 30 years. And so we're hoping that they will step up. We're going to complete the fundraising. We're confident we will be able to do so by the end of next summer to be able to do the interior project. We'll use this exterior project as a model of what we're going to be able to achieve. And so we'll raise the monies to do the interior renovations, which are probably more important than the exterior, but we can't close one of the challenges we're faced is it's going to close the library for 3 to 4 weeks. and it's too late to let out a contractor do the interior. We don't have the funding to do it right now, but we want to do that smartly so that we close the library for a short period of time, or as short as the contractor for that project sometime in the spring or winter of 2027. And that's where we are. So next slide, Gibby, please. This says it all. For 141 years, the library's been here supporting us and our predecessors, and we're hoping that it'll continue for the next century.
Mhm.
Any questions for any of us?
Well, let me make a comment. You know, of course, what Ms. Brody said, the library is a cornerstone to education, quality of life in this community. I'll just speak off the cuff, but say, you know, we have a history of partnering with the county. So after you have approached the county and they make a commitment, you might want to come back to this board and see if we're able to do some partnering with you too.
We hope you will.
Yeah.
And we'll do that. We'll come back with whatever. They may not give us a figure as well. We'll find out in early December, but we'll come back to you at the appropriate time.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank y'all very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time and interest. And Buzz, congratulations. I mean, we'll miss you.
Thank you.
All right, our next item will be the Hardscrabble subdivision preliminary and final plat. And as so noted earlier in the meeting, that Commissioner Pearson will be recusing himself from this decision and vote. Mr. Mathis.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, Mayor. So an application was submitted to the Planning Department by Hardscrabble Land Company LLC concerning a property subdivision on Hardscrabble Ridge Road. According to Jackson County Land Records, the subject parcel is 13.09 acres. According to a survey by L. Stephen Foster and Associates, the applicant is creating a new lot by carving off 7.47 acres from the subject parcel. The Town of Highlands zoning map indicates the parcel is zoned R1 residential. According to the Unified Development Ordinance, Section 8.2.1 dimensional standards, the minimum lot size for a property in this zoning district is 0.75 acres. The applicant has received septic approval from Jackson County Environmental Health for the 7.47 acre lot. The lot does have access to town water and electricity. The Planning Board reviewed this application on November 17th, 2025. Their recommendation is to approve the preliminary and final plat as submitted. The staff recommendation is to approve the preliminary and final plat as submitted.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of Michael?
I do not. I make a motion to approve as submitted.
Second.
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 Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The motion carries. Thank you, Michael. All right, the next item will be the Little Bear Pen caution light cost overrun. Josh Ward.
So in August of 2023, the town board approved the request by the Little Bear Pen Homeowner Association to fund a caution light at the entrance of Little Bear Pen Road. In September of 2023, the town signed an agreement with the NCDOT and submitted a check in the amount of $66,000 for the estimated cost of the project. The agreement stated the town would be responsible for any cost exceeding the estimated amount. In October of 2025, after the project was complete, the town received a request for payment from the NCDOT in the amount of $34,055.05. James Worrell, the Little Bear Pen homeowners representative, stated the community had collected $20,500 to be used for the project. The remaining amount of $13,555.05 will be the responsibility of the town to pay. Mr. Worrell did submit the check to me tonight at this meeting for the $20,500. So the recommendation would be for the board to approve the $13,555.05. We would bring that back in front of the board in December with a budget amendment and the allocation of the check given to us by Little Bear Pen homeowners.
Okay. Any questions of Josh?
Are we asking just for a consensus to bring it back to the next meeting? Or are we
Or
needing a
just do a
formal
formal
motion?
vote.
Formal motion
Appropriate
to
that
approve this
Yeah.
and a final
13,000.
approval with the pending
Correct.
budget amendment. That was a motion, sorry.
Okay.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And thanks to the Little Bear Pen Homeowners Association for their contribution to clear this up with DOT. Take it off the books. And my information is that the light signal is working very effectively. So, very good. The next thing would be number 12, the playground design bill firm selection. Josh Ward.
So the town received 4 responses to a request for qualifications for design build services for the ADA wheelchair accessible playground at the rec park. The companies included Carolina Parks and Play, Compan Inc., Patton Construction Group, and Bryson's Grading. The playground committee met and evaluated and ranked each company. The evaluation resulted in a selection of Compan Inc. Compan received the selection due to the company's experience and ability to design, manufacture, and install their product. The company also offers a selection of wooden materials that is preferred for this project. The recommendation from the committee is to direct staff to proceed with negotiating a guaranteed maximum price with Compan Inc. for the playground construction.
Okay. And Commissioner Weller, I think
Yeah.
you wanted to weigh in on this.
I did, just to give everybody an update, the original budget goal was $1.6 million. And we are about $42,000, $43,000 short of that right now. So we're almost there, if not there, but also we can take that into consideration while negotiating the GMP as well. So that'll certainly be a factor, but we're at 1.56 million committed for the project. So and this, just to let everybody know, Compan, when we say wood features, this actually would be, the main primary structures are all fully green. They are all black locust. It's a company out of Texas, so everything is also US manufactured and installed. So
And you do know that locust lasts 2 years longer than stone, right?
I'm hoping so.
That's what I've always been told by the locals around here.
Yeah, yeah. Hope that's true in this case.
So we would need a motion to engage that the company that was recommended to
Negotiate
seek the
contract.
guarantee.
Start negotiating a contract.
Yeah, negotiation. I'll entertain a motion.
I will make the motion to approve and direct the staff to negotiate a guaranteed GMP contract with Compan Inc.
All right,
Second.
and we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your hand, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Number 13, the old jail and Bug Hill Cottage lease. Josh Ward.
So the Historical Society has had a lease with the town for many years. It's been renewed a couple of times to care for the old jail on Maple Street, which they've done a great job with. We realized that it had expired last year in 2024. A member of the Historical Society also called to let me know that they were looking into their renewing their insurance policy. And the insurance company had mentioned the old Bug Hill Cottage, which is on the rec park property beside the Historical Society. After looking back through the minutes, the town board had approved the Historical Society to basically maintain that, even though it was on the rec park property. I think they had to jump through some hoops with Partef, being that it was a structure I think they listed as a kind of a picnic pavilion, but anyway, there was never a formal lease drawn up for that structure. So their insurance company wanted that moving forward for liability reasons. So, I submitted this, leased, proposal to Nick, which he had Evan, to look at, and Evan has put it together in one lease, which includes the old jail and the Bug Hill Cottage. And this would be for a new 10-year lease that would go to 2035.
Okay. Nick, do you have any comments?
Nope, I think he summarized it well. It just combines the two properties and structures together into one lease. And under state law, you can only do a lease of 10 years. So that's the maximum we could do.
All right. Any further comments, questions?
So we need to approve this lease?
Yes.
Okay, so I move we approve the lease to the Historical Society for the jail, Bug Hill, and then whatever else it was, Prince House. Yeah, whatever.
No Prince House, just these two.
Old jail and Bug Hill Cottage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your hand, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Then item 14, Chief Holland, this is the K-9 Xena retirement announcement.
Good afternoon again.
Mhm.
I'd like to formally request the board to approve the retirement of K-9 Xena on December 31st, 2025. Xena will be turning 8 years old in the coming months. According to standard guidelines, K-9s typically retire between the ages of 7 and 10, depending on their health, performance, and service history. Additionally, it has been common practice for a K-9 handler to have the option to purchase their K-9 partner upon retirement for the sum of $1. Therefore, I respectfully request that the town of Highlands allow Officer Cherry the opportunity to purchase K-9 Xena under this arrangement. Upon transition from active service to retirement, Officer Cherry would assume full responsibility for Xena's care and upkeep. Thank you for your consideration of this request and for your continued support of the K-9 program in the event, if in the future, that we want to try to seek a K-9 again.
Okay, and let me just clarify that. Xena's our last dog that we've
Yeah.
had in service, so we won't have a dog in service after she retires,
Correct.
unless you and the force decide it's needed.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we have to vote?
I believe we have to make a motion.
We
on
got
that,
to
too.
do it.
I make a motion to accept her recommendation to retire Xena.
Okay.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in, you have,
I'm wondering if we shouldn't have Officer Xena come and present herself to
Have a
determine,
retirement party.
to determine whether or not she's qualified for retirement.
we can do that.
Is this
And Mr.
jealousy?
Mayor,
There you go.
Okay.
Nick's got something.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry, I just didn't hear it in the motion. Is it also to accept the proposal to sell the K-9 to the officer for $1?
I worded it just that we're accepting her recommendation,
Okay.
which is the letter that could go into.
Chief's recommendation.
So yes, it would include that.
Okay. We have a second hearing.
We do.
No further
Yeah.
discussion. I'm going to call the question. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye. Thank
Aye.
you. Motion carries. And we'll see if Xena can come visit us. All right. That gets down to the end of the agenda. If there's no other statements or questions, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're in adjournment. Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Not too bad.